can hear you now.
Okay, number 17 is our annual resolution addressing our annexation plan for 2021. So annually, we're required. Annual resolution addressing our So we're required to file with the state if we have any desire to annex within our ETJ, and if we don't have any requirement, we file that with them. In case we did, it doesn't change anything. If we had a request for annexation, we'd still be able to conduct that business. Just we can't go out and annex outside our plan. And again, we don't have a plan to annex anything in the ETJ this coming year. So this is something we'll see every year in December. Good? Mm-hmm. Any questions on the annexation resolution? All right, then the final thing that we'll do is have an executive session to discuss a couple of matters with the city attorney and come out of that. And if you have any action with regards to that. And then final thing is adjournment.
Staff reports.
I don't have anything to report.
Okay, we will go to work session at 6:16 p.m. and go into regular session at 6:17 p.m. You will join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, we have the approval of the minutes from the city council session held on November 10th, 2020.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the city council session held on November 10th, 2020 with one correction. I didn't write the item number. Oh, no. On the council input, it's not the American Legend Association. It is the American Legion Riders.
Okay, we have a motion right here.
I'll second that with the corrections.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Poll, please.
Mr. Pleasic,
Yes.
Mr. Hottie,
Yes.
Ms. Sykes,
Yes.
Ms. Clark.
Yes. Next, we have mayor's report. I really don't have anything to report on. Item number 8 is public comment, and I don't see anyone here to do that. So number 9 is council members' input. Have anyone that would like to say anything from the council?
I would. I had to have the water department out to my house, and I called up here, and they were in my house in like 5 minutes to try and clear out a clog. It was a week ago Monday. They were professional and worked very well, and I was really happy with our city water department.
Thank you. I'll pass it on.
All right, next we have discussion and consideration of action to approve the employee holiday schedule for 2021. I hear a motion. I second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Oh, please.
Mr. Hottie,
Yes.
Ms. Sykes,
Yes.
Mr. Pleasic,
Yes.
Ms. Clark.
Yes. Next, we have discussion and consideration of action to authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement with James Rittmeyer, Boyd and Darrell, P.C. to perform our 2019-2020 annual audit of the city of Lacey Lake.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I have a question just for my own benefit. Do most cities keep the same auditors? Yes, yes.
Do what?
Do most cities keep the same auditors for X number of years, or do they rotate? Is it that, I mean, what's,
Part of it is where you are, part of it is the cost. Only Walmart has traditionally been, I won't say real cheap, but cheaper than a lot of the others, because there's not a full body coming from this area that do governmental audits. And so it's not uncommon to have, because they learn where to look, it can be more efficient. Unless there's an issue with an accounting firm, you don't think that,
okay.
you're not going to lose by swapping out. You're not. Yes.
All right, hold the council, please.
Ms. Sights,
Yes.
Mr. Hottie,
Yes.
Mr. Pleasic,
Yes.
Ms. Clark.
Yes. Next, we have discussion and consideration of action to approve the proposed final plat of lots 3 and 4, block 1, lots 4 and 9 through 19, block 2, lots 1 through 8, block 3 being all of 4.880 acre tract of land in the Lacey Lakeview Ridge Addition Phase 2.
Richard.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
It says here that Cody Butler is asking for some of this. Has he ever come through with that drainage problem we had on the other page?
So Michael, he has ordered the, for them to be delivered, and we were kind of hoping that it would stay dry for a little bit. It did not. It started raining. But he's got them on order. They just haven't brought them. As soon as they do, we'll put them in. Just waiting on them to get dropped. So the answer to the question is no, it's not completed yet.
Does this have anything to do with the price or type of houses he can build on those lots?
I can't answer that wholly. Right now, the market's pretty good. Houses are selling like hotcakes. I don't know how, but they are. And he's a developer. I mean, that's what he does, builds them and sells them. So one would assume that he's in the price market for this area.
But I mean, this doesn't limit him or say it has to be a certain amount or below a certain amount?
No.
Okay.
No. No, this is just a plat of the property so that there are lot lines and
Right.
legal lots.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Hold the council, please.
Mr. Pleasic,
Yes.
Ms. Sights,
Yes.
Mr. Hottie,
Yes.
Mr. Lednicky,
Sure.
Ms. Clark.
Yes. Item number 14 is discussion and consideration of action to authorize the city manager to enter into an interlocal agreement with McLennan County 911 Emergency Assistant District regarding voice and line recorders.
13?
Yes.
13 is the auto tabs.
Oh, did I miss that one? Okay, let's go back to item number 13. Discussion and consideration of action to authorize the city manager to sign a memorandum of understanding between the Heart of Texas Auto Theft Task Force and Burnett County and the City of Lacey Lakeview Police Department to assist law enforcement personnel with investigations and training.
motion to approve.
I second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hold the council, please.
Ms. Sights,
Yes.
Mr. Lednicky,
Yes.
Mr. Plesek,
Yes.
Mr. Hottie,
Yes.
Ms. Clark.
Yes. Okay, now we have a discussion, consideration of action to authorize the city manager to enter into an interlocal agreement with McLennan County 911 Emergency Assistance District regarding voice and line recorder.
I make a motion to authorize the city manager to enter into a local agreement with McLean County 911 Emergency Assistance District regarding voice and line recorder.
And Ms. Sights, if you would consider, because of the way they did the agreement, if you would also consider adding either the city manager or the mayor to sign.
I make the motion to authorize the city manager to enter into, city manager or mayor, to enter into the interlocal agreement with McLean County 911 Emergency Assistance District regarding voice and line recorder.
I second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Hold please. Any discussion? Hold please.
Mr. Plesek,
Yes.
Ms. Sights,
Yes.
Mr. Hottie,
Yes.
Ms. Lednicky,
Yes.
Ms.
Yes.
Clark.
Next, we have discussion and consideration of action to approve resolution 2020-07, a resolution of the city of Lacey, Lakeview, Texas, in support of proposed municipal setting designations for certain tax increment financing zones and property adjacent to the Elm Avenue corridor.
Make a motion to approve.
Do I hear a second? Any discussion? All right, we have a motion and a second. Hold the council, please.
Ms. Sights,
Yes.
Mr. Lednicky,
Yes.
Mr. Hottie,
Yes.
Mr. Plesek,
Yes.
Ms. Clark.
Yes. Next, we have a discussion, consideration of action regarding resolution 2020-08, a resolution of the city of Lacey, Lakeview, Texas, adopting a revised written investment policy regarding the investment of the city's funds and funds under the city's control, reaffirming a separate written investment strategy for funds under the city's control, designating certain authorized representatives, requiring review of the city's investment policy and investment strategies on a not less than annual basis, and establishing an effective date.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2020-08.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Keith, would you tell me again, or are they, do they have the option to go more aggressive?
No, and whoever, and Dave can help me with this, but it has to be a financial institution that has municipal savings account set up to handle that. So we can't go out and gamble on Procter & Gamble. It has to be put into that account, and then they do, if I'm not mistaken, Texaco does this, they do the investments, but your money is protected, so you don't lose anything. And ours is basically a savings account, it's an interest earning account. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so very safe,
Yes.
very, very safe.
The government code restricts cities as to what they can invest in. It's got to be these safe investments. What you're doing is literally as safe as you can get it as far as your investment strategy.
That's good to know.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I make the motion.
We have
I think there was a motion.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it? Yeah, because that's why we had the discussion.
Okay, all right. We have a motion, second
Yes.
discussion. Poll the council, please.
Mr. Lednicky?
Yes.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Sights?
Yes,
Mr. Plesick?
Yes.
Ms. Clark?
Yes. The next item is discussion and consideration of action regarding Resolution 2020-09, a resolution of the City of Lacey, Lakeview, Texas, addressing annexation plans for the ETJ of the city for consideration during calendar year 2021.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion? We don't plan on trying to annex anything, right?
Correct.
What I understand, okay.
We're not gonna grow?
Pardon?
We're not gonna grow?
Not like that. If someone asks us to annex, we could consider that.
Okay, so we have the option.
You don't really have, the way they changed the annexation laws the last legislative session, you don't have a whole lot of options other than request out of your ETJ anyway. That's the way they did all cities. To keep you from just taking in people that really don't want to be inside the city limits anymore. They made it very difficult to annex anyway. Except, I mean, unless the landowner come to you, which then makes it's an easier process.
Okay, poll the council, please.
Mr. Plesick?
Yes.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes.
Mr. Lednicky?
Yes.
Ms. Sights?
Yes,
Ms. Clark?
Yes. Okay, we will now recess the regular session at 6:31 PM and go into an executive session at 6:32.
You ready? You good?
If the feed's killed, then we'll all sign our executive session.
While we're doing that, I'll get started. There's actually two items on here. The first one that I want to talk about is waste management contract. As you guys know, that's coming up on expiration. And there's a couple of factors in that thing, and one of them is a pretty big factor, and that's the landfill, what life is left on it, and where do we go from here? So originally, we were told that they would not expand the landfill. Even though they own some additional property, they weren't going to permit it and go forward. So essentially, when this one filled, which they're having a hard time putting a time frame on that. So I'm going to tell you that you gotta have to listen closely and sort of read between the lines. I was told that we have about a year left. I was told as recently as today that we could have 2 to 2.5 years left because they've limited what's coming into it. So bottom line is, within a couple of years, that landfill will no longer exist. So Waste Management reached out, had a meeting with them a couple of 3 weeks ago. And what they came to ask was kind of interesting, if we would support them expanding the landfill for this additional 40 acres they have. And certainly, that is a good option. The other option was we might consider purchasing the 40 acres, the city of Lacey Lakeview. They would spend all the money and effort to